Authorities turn up the heat on two Batavia firefighters who are accused of operating a $1 million gambling operation. Good evening. A bigger deck of charges is now stacked against two of Batavia's bravest.
Did the firefighters take a gamble on the taxpayers' dime? Prosecutors are up in the ante. We've been following this case since February. News 4's George Rickard is back from Genesee County with the very latest tonight. George?
Well, as of today, two Batavia firefighters and a chef at the VA nursing home are all facing more serious felony charges for a suspected gambling operation that police say involved at least $1 million. Batavia firefighter Brian Bordenaro, his fellow firefighter Gregory Phillips, and his brother-in-law Lance Engel are now all charged with Class B felony charges of enterprise corruption and a Class E felony of promoting gambling in the first degree.
With bets accepted in excess of $1 million and profits in excess of $70,000.
Were you gambling in the firehouse or while on the job? Investigators say many of the bets would take place by use of cell phones and text messaging, and it may very well have happened in the firehouse while the two firemen were on duty. But investigators have yet to match up the times that the paid city firefighters were on duty. Regardless, investigators say this was not a typical office pool type of gambling, but one in which those accused profited thousands.
You know, some people have lost up to $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 in the course of a year.
All three were released on their own recognizance after each of their lawyers pleaded not guilty for them. Off camera, some say what they're accused of is no different from legalized gambling or the lottery that the state operates now. Joseph Latona represents Lance Engel, a chef at the VA nursing home in Batavia.
As you can see, I got a ton of discovery material that was just handed to me today by the DA's office, so it's got to be thoroughly analyzed and reviewed before I formulate any legal opinion. I know enough about the case to have entered a plea of not guilty.
The charge of enterprise corruption carries a mandatory minimum of a year in prison if convicted. There are no further court dates until October unless a grand jury indicts before then.